Wow. Here we are again. I've been sitting here for a few minutes just thinking about filming this video, reflecting on the past 5 years, and it's almost like I'm trying to remind myself of the past 5 years or like remember what's all happened, but I don't need to do that ahead of time. We're gonna watch the video. So maybe the thing that feels most important to say right up top is that I feel good coming into this video in a way that I don't remember feeling in past videos or in past years. When I think about where my life is now, there is a sense of calm and a sense of peace that is unmatched by any previous years, and I can say that with certainty. But before we get into it, hi, my name's Elena Joy. For any of you who don't recognize me, I make videos on this channel mostly about the queer community, sex, dating, and relationships. I'm a therapist in training, and I have a show called Sleeping Around where I interview experts in the areas of the psychology of sex, dating, and relationships. We do a lot of queer commentary stuff on this channel, but sometimes once a year I rewatch the previous years, rewatching of 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 the original video from when I realized I was gay and changed everything in my life all at once and shared it with the whole internet. Maybe part of my feeling less nervous is also that I have the sense that I wasn't that different last year to who I am today. Whereas like in previous years, it's almost felt like I was changing at such a rapid rate that I like wouldn't relate or recognize that past version of me, which can be really uncomfortable. But I don't feel like that will be the case today. But let's find out. Okay. Coming out and canceling my wedding 4 years later, let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Like I said, stop putting it off. Let's do it. That version of me. I feel so far away from her now. Like, who was that girl? I don't know her. What was I just saying? The reason that I feel less nervous, or the reason I think I feel less nervous this year, is because I feel closer to 2024 Elena. I don't have a sense that we were that different, so I feel less nervous. Whereas 2024 Elena was still in the like, oh God, what was 2023 Elena up to? But me in 2024, Elena, we're tight. My past self react to that time that I realized I was gay in the middle of a long-term relationship with a man, also in the midst of having made years of content about bisexuality. My editor here making a little note on screen saying, and let's not forget the global pandemic. It's so interesting because I do forget what a huge role COVID played in all of this. It's almost like the weight of these changes happening in my life, when I think back, I don't take into consideration the trauma of living through a global pandemic and going through all of this during a global pandemic and quarantine. Like, I don't know if I've talked about the piece of ending that relationship, that partner moving out, and me being literally by myself, completely isolated in our old apartment, my family living halfway across the country, my friends being in their own pandemic bubble, and me just being alone, figuring out what was one of the hardest things that I've had to figure out. One of the biggest decisions that I've had to make. Oh God, I'm getting emotional already. What? I just realized that I feel more care toward 2020 Elena figuring this out, how she did, when she did, and how hard that was, and how she did the best that she could. All right, 1 minute and 20 seconds in, doing great. It almost feels like it's come into very clear focus that that was all me. That did all happen to me. I feel that kind of like, who was that girl? Because I feel so different from her, but it also viscerally, I know that that was me. And so maybe that's where the discomfort is coming from this year, is like, it feels really vulnerable now to revisit that place. How do things keep changing in such significant ways in just 1 year? So last year me is saying that that time in my life feels very vulnerable because it's like so viscerally true. And I think at that point, the impact of all of that past had just started knocking on the door. Whereas now, it's still there, but maybe it stopped knocking because the door is open. The door is open, and I am in the process of being reunited with that younger version of myself.
That's
yeah,
been
right.
A
Oh my
huge
God, we started a podcast
and like exciting
last
thing
year.
over the last year. I'm about to
Holy
start
cow.
my master's program. What? I don't know if I've talked about that.
2 years chosen family.
I'm like literally
just started my
like,
master's program.
I am in my first week of classes.
Oh my God, that's so neat. I still feel the exact same way. I feel like this is so neat now. Okay, sometimes I forget the like exciting reminiscing on these big life moments of these videos. I am now officially finished year 1, and I have also gotten accepted into a different version of the program that I reapplied to. I do keep forgetting that these videos are a sort of reminder of the amazing things that are happening in my life and that I'm working toward, and like kind of reliving the excitement of those pieces just starting. I don't really think about how hard I had to work to transfer into the MA program, because now I am like deep in my thesis. I'm about to do my proposal defense in front of my committee. I've also finished the classes portion of the degree, and I'm now in my practicum, seeing clients. 2 years ago, 2023, me, this felt so far away, and yet here we are. I'm in the last step. Also to think about chosen family and how I guess that means we're in year 3 of the podcast, still going strong. If anything, I think the show is getting better and better because the 3 of us are having more and more fun. Go check it out. It's a really nice time for the gay family you never had.
My relationship is with a woman, and I am also a woman, but like that just is.
So I have thought about the fact that I'm gay this past year more because I've started back in school. For the first time since coming out, I am in an environment with a bunch of people that I don't know. I'm like having to make a decision to come out or not come out. I've come out to all of them. They're all fine and great. No surprise. There we are. That's all of them. That was like a symphony of ums. I'm in a different place in every single one of these videos. I fear that I'm about to say, don't worry, we're staying in this one. Mark my words. I will still be in this same place next year. So we've got, let me explain. First, little itty bitty me in the meta square here. First apartment in Vancouver with my ex-partner. Second me was the, oh my God, what do I do now? I know. I'll move to France. Third year was the place then that I moved into alone in Vancouver. The next place White Tank taught me is me and my girlfriend moved in together for the first time. Where you see me last year was the place that we then moved to be like, let's find somewhere that can be like a longer term space. We were planning to live in that last place for about like 5 years and then move out once we'd kind of outgrown it. We found this place, okay? We weren't planning on it. We just did, okay? We made the mistake of looking around and just to like see what was out there. And you know how that goes. We found this place that is perfect. Like 10, 15, 20 years perfect. I'm so tempted to again say, mark my words, I will still be here next year. But that seems to have come back to bite me last time, and I really would like to be here next year. It has a little yard for Julio and Bugs. We have a part of a garage. There's a video coming on that because we're making it into a home gym. I may or may not be building a climbing wall. Is it too much moving? Yeah, without question. Am I glad that I made every single move that I did and took every step as I took it? Yes. Okay, it was right for me. No more moving, I swear to God. Oh, she swore to God. She swore to God.
Now, because I chose that uncertainty, those things that I always wanted, they might be in the cards for me. You know, like, yes, I had to go through that period of fear to get here.
I almost feel like I am reliving that same cycle, but like within relationship, because it turns out it's really vulnerable to be in love. It's really scary. You almost have to accept and embrace the fact that in the act of loving, you are opening yourself up to potential hurt. Again, the shift is wild. Maybe it's just from being in that loving, healthy, beautiful, supportive relationship for another year, but that fear has also softened, and the sharpness that would come with imagining change or with imagining vulnerability, that has dulled. And there is just more comfort and a feeling of steadiness. Vulnerability is still hard, don't get me wrong. But as I have continued to practice sharing, even when it feels scary, that process has become easier. And I would say the same is happening in my friendships this past year. I've been working on finding authentic closeness. And it turns out that is making all of the relationships in my life feel fuller in so many ways.
I find it nearly impossible to say no. What I'm needing to learn first and foremost is to notice and discover what I actually want.
I'm noticing. Yeah, still working on that. That channel of communication, just getting stronger. It's a muscle we continue to work. She's open. Channel of communication is open now. I'm sure it will only continue to open more and more. Wow. It's so interesting. I almost want to say, like, even if you don't post anything to the internet, even if you never make videos for anybody else ever, try this. Do a yearly check-in with yourself where you watch back the previous years and compare them to how you're doing now. Even like journaling, like to see what has shifted in any direction is really neat, because otherwise you forget. Like, I forget that feeling of not even knowing what my yeses or what my nos were, and then of trying to figure it out, like of just realizing, wait a minute, I don't have that connection. I don't understand. And then working on allowing and discovering and paying attention and listening to those signals. And then now feeling like I'm getting a handle on it. Wow. I feel proud. I feel proud. Oh, here, we know this one's coming. Oops. Took 4 years. Took 4 years, but we see it coming at this point. Yeah, 5 years, we got it memorized.
I thought that I was demi-romantic for years.
I forget that every time.
Really thought that everyone was just being so dramatic. When people would go through relationships and go through really hard breakups or be experiencing jealousy or miscommunication, I was like, girl, calm down. What are you getting so worked up about? It doesn't matter.
Now I will watch a movie where somebody loses their spouse. Can't handle it. I need a trigger warning for like widowers, because the thought of that cuts so deep. And I am very glad I am accessing these emotions now, obviously for my own life, but then also I'm training to be a therapist. And part of what I do is relationship therapy. Can you imagine having a relationship therapist that didn't have any felt sense of what it was like to have emotions in a relationship? That would be borderline unethical. Maybe. I'm second guessing myself, because you can absolutely provide counseling and work with somebody who has experiences that are different than your own. But I don't know how far I would stretch that in thinking about a relationship therapist who discounted the reality of the intensity that can be present in emotions in relationships. Is that a take we'll stand by in a year? Let's find out. I've come past the baby gay puberty, and I'm an adult gay now. The gay aunt? I'll be the lesbian aunt. I went from baby gay to gay cousin to lesbian aunt to, I guess I'll still be the gay aunt. Gay aunt and wife. I'm gonna have a wife. I want you to know that it's gonna be okay, and that the important thing is that you are being true to yourself.
Preach, Elena!
She says that well. Every year, I can't do it better. I was just thinking that.
We've done it, folks. Another year in the books. And my hair still bugs me just as much. Like, someone help me.
Oh my God, my hair. I've stopped like adding any curls. Like, I used to curl bits that weren't as curly as I wanted. I don't do that now anymore. Like, I'm trying to become more and more just like, let it do what it's gonna do. And this is where we're at. I didn't expect to talk about my hair. This is let it do what it's gonna do. There is no heat styling that has happened to this hair. And this is the result of products and brushing it with a curly paintbrush. That's so funny that I mentioned this a couple years previously. It's been in the works. I have a new project that I'm working on. A new podcast, my own podcast. Wait. Which I know I just said I'm sick of hearing my own voice, but hear me out. Where I'm gonna be interviewing other people. I've been
Sleeping Around wasn't out yet? Sleeping Around wasn't out yet.
That's surprising. Okay, let's add the launch of Sleeping Around in the first season to the list of things that have happened this year. It's running. I'm loving it. So many of the conversations that I'm having on that show are so informative. The idea is to bring therapeutic insights, things that are discussed or taught behind the therapy door in the therapy room, to you. So check that out too if you haven't. Everything that I talk about is linked in the description, and a Patreon and merch. And Patreon is also still going strong. Bonus content every single month from these videos, like a full bonus video with extras and outtakes, as well as every Sleeping Around episode, which comes out basically weekly, has an extended cut version with like 10-15 minutes of extra content with each guest answering audience questions. Plus pins, hangouts, live streams, tons of stuff over there if any of that appeals to you. Too many things excite me. I want to do all of them. And that just is what it is. That just is what it is. I'll be taking no further questions. The new thing that I'm loving and wanting to do that I have no time for, other than coin collecting, we don't even need to get into that, but the coin collecting is out of control. Also have decided I'm learning Spanish. Like she said, no further questions. No pregunta. Also on Patreon is the VIP credits for my vitally important producers. You make my world go round. If you want your name on this screen, that's also a Patreon perk. Follow me on Instagram. That's where the magic happens. It's also where the curly hair stuff is going. It's where the climbing updates live. What is my takeaway from this year? My takeaway is that there are hard times, there are hard emotions and hard memories. Trying new things is hard. Saying no is hard. Figuring out what it is that you want in your life long term and in the day moment to moment is hard. And yet all of these things are so worth working on. I've been working on all of these things consciously, and this past year I'm starting to see the benefits of that work. And wow, it's validating to look back and kind of see where I've come from. How many of you have been here from that first video? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to know, where were you then? Where are you now? What has changed for you over these 5 years? Would love to get a peek into your life as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. It means a lot to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. How do you say question in Spanish? Pregunta? Pregunta, right? Pregunta.